From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big early morning of early mornings LALATE with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we go over the breaking news as the House bill is off to the Senate. And those senators vow to add lots more checks in there, including an MSC, which stands for multiple stimulus checks. That is on top of a recon that may already pay you $15,000 to potentially $60,000. I'll go over all these incredible checks in this recon, but no time or place to wait for fourth stimulus to become a law, but the third stimulus is paying the money right now. I have the latest details on that big sums of money, how you get it to pay your bills. Then we turn to student loan debt forgiveness, the latest details across the board. This stimulus heating up across that land. That's coming in January, and the highly anticipated trailer of the new show coming to this channel, Sirloin. It follows the return of last year's season hit, Holidays LA, which is always now at 11 a.m. Those two trailers coming up later in this recording. We got a big early mornings broadcast. I'm excited you're here because the toast is toasted, the butter is buttering, the coffee's brewing, and the turkey leftovers are in the refrigerator. It's a big, bold, beautiful day. I'm excited you're here. Let's go to the delicious news, and it starts right here, right now, direct from Santa Monica, California, on a big, bold, beautiful morning. Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful morning broadcast. The Senate changes to a recon that has already been passed is the talk of the land, and the senators are moving faster and quicker to get more money out to you than initially thought. We had thought it would be about $15,000. It's looking like it's $60,000 of checks under this recon. I'll explain to you how to get these big sums of money. The range is very much at issue. Third stimulus, though, is available right across the board. Paying money right now. I'll go over those big sums of money and how to get it. We'll be turning to student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that, and then fifth stimulus. Wow, we got a big recording and also the debut of the trailer of Sirloin. If you missed it last night on Evenings LA, it's coming back today as well. And with that, subscribe. A 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video and consider becoming a member. Coming up next is morning's countdown at 7 a.m. Then I'm back on air live at 9 a.m. And so subscribe, like this video, and consider becoming a member. Here we go. The House of Representatives passed that incredible recon. It's off to the Senate, and this recon has lots of checks in there. We say they're about 15,000 on this channel, but they may be upwards of 60,000. We already know that there's an additional $12,500 check unaccounted for initially. It's now in there. What is it? It's in cluster number one. Hazard pay, got it in there. That earned income tax credit, $4,000 of elder care, got it in there. They got in there the $4,000 to care for young children. They got in there the Pell's Grant, $850 check to care for young children. Also in there, the home repairs if you live in a low-income community. They got in there the CTC, $3,600 check, one more year for my children. And then the $12,500 check, oh boy, is this exciting. No one saw this coming. It's a check to your hand when you buy a new car. Wow. How do you get it? It's coming up later in this video. Stay with me. Which brings us to the first add-on. It comes from the illustrious Maxine Waters. She has advocated for this inclusion and she got it in there. She wanted $25,000. She got a little bit of lumber less. And what is it? It is free money for the purchase of your first home. Wow. And this is great. How do you get it? It's coming up later in this video. Stay with me. Now we turn to SAC cluster number 2. They got in there home repairs and paid leave. Incredible. Paid leave. They also got in there the pre-kindergarten, the household tax credit, and also the home repairs. This time it's called weatherize your home. What is weatherize your home? So that the windows, for example, sustain natural disasters. What's a natural disaster you want to sustain? When you have a beach house, you're looking out the window with the turkey leg in your hand and you see the Czech walking at the beach. It's the Czech. I haven't seen the Czech in ages. Hey, Czech, how are you? Don't wave at the Czech. It's a waveable Czech. Hey, Czech, how are you? Doesn't wave back. Rude Czech. Give me that turkey bone. I want to hit that window. It won't break. because it's a weatherized window. That brings us to the illustrious Bob Casey. Bob Casey is that senator from Pennsylvania. He wants $250 billion on top of this incredible recon for home health care. He got it in there, not this price point, but he got it in there. How do you get it? It's coming up later in this video. Let's turn to the third cluster of checks, and this is where it becomes deliciousness. We originally called this the Battle Royale. Now it's the deliciousness cluster because it is incredible. They got in there. Free school meals for all, checks, cheaper tax breaks, cheaper prescription medication, immigration reform, farmers, they got in there free energy, the workers' protection, and then they got in there the Medicare expansion, which truly embodies what we're looking at right now in this recon, because that Medicare expansion truly has not been finished. The House members put 2 provisions in there that senators vowed to add 3 more. Currently in there is the hearing and the Medicaid gap states. Bernie vows to put in there dental and vision and the lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, which embodies the spirit of the MSC. MSC standing for multiple IRS stimulus check. Those same senators say we have a lot to add in there, and we're adding a lot of stuff in there. And 3 of them in the last week said they're adding in an MSC. That is among the 6 who have said over the last few months, since the month of May, that they would be adding in a stimulus check or more IRS stimulus check. What are the price points they've talked about? They have talked about $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter for 6 months. And the same eligibility as third stimulus. $75,000 less, got it. Married couple, $150,000 less, got it. Double it. Family of 4, quadruple it, they got it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, or adult dependents, you got that third stimulus check. They're vowing to add it in there the same way. What's important to understand is that while it's a holiday weekend, you always can pick up the phone and advocate and leave a voice message. They want you to advocate because they say that's how we know what's going on. Over 3 million of LA's viewers have called in recent weeks to advocate, but they want you to continue to advocate. And here's the message from the chief of staff to the #1 senator, the equation, and the recon, calling for us to continue to advocate. They'd have in total between congressional senators' office received more contacts of advocacy from the LA Purple Power. They have a better understanding of what Americans are going through. They have heartbreaking stories, and now they have the voice of the people in you, LA, as you have become too loud to be ignored. Please continue your encouragement for the continued advocacy as you do this until it becomes law. Amen. Pick up that phone and call those 6 senators. The 2 C's, the 2 S's, and the 2 W's. Casey Coons, Warren Wyden, Sanders Schumer. So that they added on top of that recon that so far has somewhere between $15,000 to $60,000 of stimulus. But also give yourself some time to pick up the phone and get some checks for yourself, because third stimulus is still paying out money. And in this recording, you can see the viewers in the last 24 hours got thousands of dollars from third stimulus. Yes, I have that viewers who have got $10,000 just this week alone under third stimulus. You can do as well. We'll be turning to student loan debt in the second half of this video. We'll be going over to fifth stimulus. We'll be turning back to those Senate changes coming from the senators. We'll be going to the passions of that recon, and finally those incredible checks that are so far in this recon. And then we'll be looking at the incredible debut trailer of the new highly anticipated show Calcino coming to this channel, and a look back at the new second season of Holidays LA, a new revamped show that is purely interactive with the viewers and having a lot of fun. Those details and more coming up after the commercial break on this early morning show.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. and then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues right now on a big early mornings broadcast. As the recon has passed the House of Representatives, off to the Senate we go. And those Senate changes would add a lot more checks in that recon. What are they? I cover them in the second half of this video. The recon so far has somewhere between $15,000 to $60,000 of checks for you. What are they? I'm going to go over the details. Then you can give money right now, upwards of $45,000. Many viewers, $120,000 under third stimulus. How do you get this money? I have the details. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on this breaking details and fifth stimulus. Meantime, the breaking news about what the president's doing for this recon and the drop of the new Casino trailer. Boy, we got a lot in this early mornings broadcast. I'm excited you're here. And with that, subscribe. For 400,000 subscribers on YouTube record, I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video and consider becoming a member. Coming up next is Morning's Countdown at 7 o'clock. Live on air at 9 o'clock, Mornings LA. Then Morning's Count, then Morning's Crypto at 10 a.m. And then Holidays LA, live on air at 11 a.m. Hit that subscribe button, like the video, and away we go. So, the breaking news going into this big morning's broadcast today is the president's having big problems, and the problems arise from falling poll ratings. His approval ratings are falling dramatically after a series of major wins the last few days, and yet they're not resonating. Why? Number one, the president got the passage into law of the infrastructure, and yet it hasn't resonated with the people, as you and I knew it wouldn't because it doesn't impact you whatsoever. Number two, the president delivered a passage of the House of Representatives recon, but Americans have been watching and saying, that doesn't mean it. We need to get it passed by the Senate. Number three, they have seen the president release part of the strategic oil reserves, which means releasing some of the gasoline the U.S. government owns to bring the prices down at the pump. Has not worked. Finally, the president delivered one of the biggest shockers, something I did not see coming. It was really jaw-dropping, the lowest unemployment claim numbers in 51 years. What happened? When this channel launched, we were talking about unemployment claims in the millions. Before the pandemic, the new jobless claims per week were 230. During the pandemic, 1 million. In recent weeks, 300,000. Then, last week, 270,000 new jobless claims. They were looking for this week to come at 260, still higher than pre-pandemic levels. It came in at 199,000 new jobless claims, the lowest number since November 15th, 1969. That is the best number we've seen in this country in 52 years on unemployment. Everyone has a job. And the reason why that's not resonating with president's popularity is because for the worst level since World War II, inflation is hitting the American economy like it's never been seen. So with that, the president has gotten the message out to his senators. Get this recon done bigger, faster, and bolder than initially thought. We can't delay. And that is where we are going into a new week. Those senators are going to try to get this recon out fast and bigger and bolder. And one of the first provisions in there is the checks that were part of the House bill. Let's go over them. First, they got the incredible paid leave. How much does it pay? A lot. $1,700 if you make $70,000 or more per year. $800 a week if you make $35,000 or more per year. $400 a week if you make $15,000 or more per year. How many weeks? 4 weeks per year. So yeah, that's $5,000 to $6,000 on the upside. Then eligibility is all income levels, all types of workers. And if, for example, if you live with your son or daughter, they have to stay home from work 1 day per week to take you to the doctor, they're going to get a check for doing that for the household. Wow, that's incredible. They got the SALT cap increase. This is big. Under the Trump tax reform, you can only deduct $10,000 of what you pay in state and local taxes. On the federal tax return, now you'll be able to deduct $72,500 of what you pay on that return on the federal return. They got $40 billion of free job training in there. Very important because millions of Americans are quitting their jobs more than ever before to take higher paying jobs. And a lot of my seniors want to go back into part-time jobs because they pay so much money. You'll be able to do that under this stimulus, because this stimulus will allow you to get back to work and still stay on benefits. They got the Medicaid gap fix done, and that is for my people, viewers who always ask me about the cheaper insurance. They got years of subsidized private insurance offered to low-income individuals in those 12 workaround states where they had not provided insurance coverage. Then we get to the best provisions of the entire recon, which is the $150 billion for housing. It is rent, utilities, mortgage assistance. Yes, those 3 items for third stimulus with 3 new items: home repairs, weatherize your home, and first-time home purchases. Wow, this is huge. And we'll start with the rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more in a second. But first, I want to give you the inspiration. You can get this money. And here are people who are viewers of this channel who sent me messages overnight who got this money this week. Here's Mary Lou and Morale, who got this on Wednesday, who report this to me on Wednesday. Mary Lou says, I thank you so much. Actually, Thursday, my mistake. Reported to me on Thursday. Mary Lou says, I thank you so much. I got 3 months of rent at $900 a month, and I got utilities, 2 utilities. One is $1,000, one is $500. I appreciate you so much. You're the best. So I appreciate that, Mary Lou. I like her story for several reasons. One, she got 3 items. That's how we do it on this channel. You get 3. Number 2, she understood. Doesn't matter if you have expensive rent. Her rent's $900. She got it covered. Then we have Morale. Got 6 months of utilities. I previously got 4 months of rent from you, from another agency, and I may get 2 more months. I love that. So Morale is really listening to the recordings, realizing that the recordings say get round after round after round of rent. Jay Graham previously got money from this channel and got $5,000, and we couldn't have done it without your support. We appreciate you so much. We speak for all of you. We love you, Purple Power. Thank you, Jay Graham. Scarpia got Snap. Melissa got nearly $10,000 this week from rent, future rent, and utilities. And Lorica got wood. I love Lorica's story, and a lot of people do as well. She got wood into 2022 because that's how she runs the house. The house runs on a wood-burning stove, and she cooks on wood. So this is huge. Chris says he got $5,000 of rent, and he previously got $10,000 of rent for this channel. So that shows you again how you do it. He got rent before, $10,000. He got another $5,000 this week. I appreciate your help. We would have never known about this until we start following you and listen to you. That's what the recordings are here, to show you how to get money, how to get that money. We ain't tracking a check. We're cashing checks. And these viewers are learning and applying the information. This is an information channel. This is not a check tracking channel. And you see how someone who got $4,800 didn't know, who got $10,000 before did not know he can get more money. He got $5,000. Sophia got $700 for utilities as well. So get that pen and paper ready. We're going to go over those utilities and those monies right now. We're going to start with the rent. But what's important to remember is you qualify. Single, married, children, without children, behind on bills, not behind on bills, red states, blue states, married, not married. You qualify, and the money is deliciousness. Let's look at the money for rent. These were the numbers about 3 months ago. They've gone up to $40,000. And the numbers have gone up so much, so quickly. So get that money. Where do you get it? 6 places. Here you go. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID. Rent or mortgage utility assistance because of COVID. You can do the same thing for mortgage assistance. Here are the important things to know. 1, you must reach out to all 6. MUST, must. Number 2, you need to apply everywhere. Don't apply at one place. Number 3, get multiple rounds. Got money from one group in January, get it from them again. Got it from them from yesterday, get it from another group today. Then when we turn to the utilities, wow, the utilities have gone up so much. They are now $15,000, for example, for Mark's brother-in-law. And this is why it's so simple to do. Get utilities from all your utility companies. Don't get just one utilities. Which brings us to Snap. If you got a third stimulus check, you should be getting Snap. Snap is incredible. And how much is it? It's $25,000 for a lot of viewers of this channel. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $25,000 a year. That's $250,000 over 10 years. How do you get Snap? Department of Agriculture. Pick up the phone, and it's going up 25% lifetime starting last month. Combos. Yes, you need to get 3 items or more. Start with Nisi and Art Sullivan. They got 3. And now people are getting 6, 7, 10 items. Do it. Here was Mark at the time. He had 2 items, $32,000. I said to Mark, go get your third. He did. brought him to 50,000. Since then, he's gotten more items. He's at 100,000. Lorraine, she was at 105. She continued to get more items, and now she's at $120,000. Which brings me to the expiration story, which is Johnny. And Johnny is incredible for two reasons. One, what happened that first week? Johnny heard this recordings and started a week at $0. By the middle of the week, he and two other people had 45,000 from 3 items. Pretty good. But Johnny heard not to stop. Do not stop. And by the end of the week, Johnny got 7 items approved. 7 items approved means he had to apply it at least 15 places, because you're going to get some no's. 15 phone calls, 5 days. That's how you rock and roll. How much do you get in 5 days? $80,000. You can do this as well. This is what viewers are getting. Many, many viewers of this channel have gotten over $100,000 from third stimulus. Now, the second half of what happened to Johnny is what I also really like. The next Monday, he told his families what happened. He said, I got $80,000 from that kid LALATE on YouTube. He said, oh, I've heard about him. Where'd you get this from? They said, he said third stimulus. They said third stimulus. I haven't heard about third stimulus paying anything more than a $14 stimulus check. It's not on the cable news networks. It's not on local news. It's not on print media. Why don't they cover it? Maybe it doesn't exist. He says it does exist. They just don't cover it. And let me show you how to do it. By the end of the week, each of those family members had gotten $50,000. This is how we rock and roll here. Now, let me show you why this is so important in the context of you and me. LALATE is now the #1 3 financial news channel in America. The #1 covers stocks. The #2 covers the economy. This covers geopolitical news. Now, you do not hear me ever recording anything about how to do a stock future bid or an ETF. Does it mean an ETF doesn't exist? Does it mean that stock futures don't exist because I don't cover it? No. But on the other hand, if someone watches broadcast media and you don't hear them talking about the subject matter of this channel, people think it doesn't exist. It does not that it doesn't exist, it's just they don't cover it. They're not covering the MSC. They're not covering what Maxine Waters. They're not covering what Bob Casey's doing. They're not covering any of these things. They're broadly covering that there's a vote and that's it and done. They're not showing you what's in there. So what you need to do is stay laser focused with that pen and paper. And here we go back into Forced Stimulus starting right now. Forced Stimulus has a lot of other money in that rent provision. 3 other items. And the first item is the weatherize your home. This is for all types of homes across the board. Number 2, for those home repairs, that's for low income. And then for the first time home purchases, this is money that'll be given to you during the escrow period right before you close. You want to get those sums of money. What else is in this incredible recon? They got $40 billion of free job training. You want to get that because that is incredible. And that job training is very needed across the board. $150 billion of money for my home healthcare individuals. That's for the seniors and people on disabilities. $550 checks for the Pell Grant recipients. And those are college students. And then we come to a very fascinating provision, which is the climate-friendly incentive, $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. This is a shocker. If you had gone out and bought an electric vehicle last year and you're at the dealership, it would say minus $7,500 of federal rebates. That means you buy the car, then you file the tax return, then you get $7,500 back. The way they're proposing this under the recon is you get this money at time of purchase. Wow. So let's say you walk into the dealership and the car is $30,000, then you will pay $30,000 minus $12,500 out the door. The second part of this provision makes no sense. I think it's going to have to be modified. What's at issue? They want to ensure you buy U.S. made, a U.S. labor car. That's fine. But here's the problem. There's a very good car out there. It's called the Ford Mustang Mach-E, made by Ford. It's electric. It's Ford, so it qualifies. It's union labor. It's U.S. labor. It qualifies. But why does it get disqualified? Because the factory is in Mexico. That violates U.S. trade policies between disincentivizing buying a car made across the border in Mexico and Canada. Can't have that provision. So I think they have to modify the language. Also, there's not very few cars that qualify under the strict language of the bill, so I think they have to modify it. They have $65 checks in there for college, for those students when not in school, which brings us to the best provision of this recon, which is the big money for cheaper medication. This is Medicare Part B, Medicare Part D. This is diabetes, cancer, cancer, and also arthritis. The most expensive medications. How will this work? Day 1, 20 medications will be dramatically discounted between Big Pharma and Medicare. And it'll grow to 28 medications by the year 2028. They cannot increase them more than the rate of inflation, and if they do, there's a penalty provision. Penalty provision? No, says Pat Toomey, the senator who is a part of the GOP. I agree with him. I don't think there can be a penalty provision or recon. So the Senate parliamentarian is set to rule on that and other provisions in the coming week. Among them, immigration reform. I believe it can't go by recon. That will may likely come out. And also, we're going to see what happens to that paid leave. Get that pen and paper ready because we're almost ready for some more checks. Bernie is one of those senators who says there's a lot to add to this recon. And ironically, the message is the same. It's the best bill since the 1960s, but, quote, major gaps. Not just a gap here or there, major gaps. And those senators who vowed to fill up those gaps are the same senators who want to add that MSC. Casey Coons, Sanders, Schumer, Warren Wyden, you need to advocate, but get that pen and paper ready because time for some more checks, and we're starting with them right now. They got universal pre-kindergarten in there, 3 to 4 year olds, front end check. They got the child care, back end check. The earned income tax credit, that is the earned child tax credit, $3,600 approximately, 1 year check. The earned income tax credit, back end check for my hazard pay workers. The home health care got in there for people on seniors and disabilities. That's a covered benefit. They got in there the check. It's likely a check for the hearing aid, and then we went over the student when not in school, the food. We went over the housing, and we also went over the Pell Grant $550 check. So what else would those senators add into this recon on top of that? You look at this graphic, and the graphic says $15,000. Well, you already heard the $12,500 for the car. You already heard the $45,000, a third stimulus is being repeated. So we're looking at about $50,000 to $60,000 on top of that this recon may be before the Senate even stakes a whack at it, and not just $15,000. But then come the Senate changes, and what are those Senate changes? 3 of them we know of so far, in addition to that push to add the MSC. And they come from Bernie. And number 1, lowering the eligibility age of Medicare. Number 2, the adding in of dental. Number 3, the adding in of vision. First, Bernie wants to lower the eligibility age of Medicare from 65 to 55. I don't think it's going to happen. It's too low. Number 2, he wants to also put in full coverage of dental. I don't think full coverage of dental 10 years is going to work either. So Bob Casey has a solution on the lowering eligibility age of Medicare, 60. I think that works. And the other solution on dental, 3 years of full benefits. I think that works. Meantime, Bernie last saw dental in there as an $850 check. I don't think that works at all, and I think Bernie agrees. $850 dental check per year, folks, that don't cut it because it doesn't cover a procedure whatsoever and barely covers for a few cleanings. Finally, vision. Vision is a pair of frames and an eye exam per year. Very, very simple across the board. Very simple, but yet a lot of people disagree. And Bernie wants a pair of frames and an eye exam per year. I don't see what's the confusion about the situation. But when it comes to frame wars, there's always confusion. When it comes to frame wars, there's always confusion. We'll be taking a look back at frame wars after the holiday week, but let's turn into that student loan debt forgiveness because this is heating up. There's a $10,000 offer on the table, and that $10,000 offer, Democrats should take it. The president's offered $10,000 of student loan debt forgiveness on top of the existing student loan debt. He forgave student loan debt for individuals who became disabled after graduation, people who went into the public sector 10 years after graduation, and people who went to work in the nonprofit sector 10 years after graduation. Democrats should take the $10,000 offer. It wouldn't preclude them from taking more later on. This stimulus, oh boy, definitely need this. COLA, it's coming in, 5.9% starting January 1. Your benefits are going up. Not enough. Your benefits are undervalued pre-pandemic, during the pandemic, and after the pandemic. And that's what this stimulus looks to do. It looks to reform the Social Security system so that all your benefits will be raised up one time to get you caught up. And then apply a new benchmark. The new benchmark is inflation. And inflation is going to be 2 to 3% applied every December starting next year. That means you're going to 1, 2, 3 lifts ups in 1 year. They're going to remove the asset cap, remove the income cap, and remove the marriage penalty. And love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest. Meantime, what are you doing? Why haven't you become a member? The link is under the video. Become a member today to get that incredible newsletter. It comes out Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube and LALATE alert system. It features the 6 places you reach out to for the rent, the keywords you say when getting that rent, the statement from Treasury you want to read before applying for the rent, the 5 nonprofits you reach out for other items in addition to rent and utilities. Now, while all that is covered in the video of this channel, it's important to also get it in the newsletter. And needless to say, whenever I get a message from someone who's not a member that may have not listened to the video, they say, I reached out to one place, I couldn't get it. So what am I doing wrong? You reached out to one place, that's what you're doing wrong. I detail in the video how Johnny reached out to 15 places. You reached out to one place. Newsletter shows you don't reach out to one place. There's a way to do things right, and there's a way to do things incorrect. And the differences could be thousands of dollars to you and your wallet. That's why you should consider becoming a member today. Meantime, what am I anticipating across the board next off? I'm anticipating to see big major changes come from those senators, big massive add-ons, and big massive pushes to get things done quickly. And that is excitement across the board. Meantime, the excitement returned this week on daily at noontime. Did you see it? I hope you did. Well, after a first season, back for a second season is Holidays LA. Holidays LA debuted last year in December 2020 as a two-part show. First part of the show has your coverage of the subject matter, financial news. And then in the second half of this video went over the big decor, festive items that you need to know. Everything from decorating to food to holiday spirit and more. In a revamped, updated show, the 2021 version is even more elaborate. And in the 2021 version of Holidays LA, every day at 11 a.m., I do viewer interactivity as well in the second half of this video, where I interact with viewers and say, what do you do with this particular decoration or this type of ornament or this type of food? It's a live show, so it happens on the spur. And I love to have you part of that show. If you missed it, here again is a preview of the return for Season 2 of Holidays LALATE. Wow, that is a lot. That is a lot across the board. And with that, I'm so excited for you to join me as we continue into a big new day. And that big new day is upon us with so much across the board. Stay informed, stay focused. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want your part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful day. And the toast is toast, and the butter is butter. And I'm here, you're here. And stay with LA for more.